Today we're going to be talking about some of the things I've been learning recently. I've been going through an up and down, but it's because I think there's little things that I'm like trying to do that constant leap of like, but it's still a process. So I'll explain a bit more in this episode, but that's kind of like what we're going to talk about. Like these are always episodes that could go anywhere and everywhere, and just hopefully it resonates with somebody, and it just helps me kind of like remind myself. And these episodes really remind me, like, damn, you're doing good, like you're doing okay, like you're connecting with this whole invisible realm and ourselves, or myself. So hopefully that's a reminder for y'all as well. So with that being said, welcome to another episode of Normal School. We are back at the park. I'm standing in front of this like beautiful giant tree, and there's like a bunch of like the same spot as last time, but some of the guys on that side. So hopefully nobody comes by and like messes up or like I don't feel like embarrassed. But yeah, I'm excited to share the things that I've been learning. And don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share. We hit 200 subscribers, and I'm super excited because that was the goal for July, and the first week of August we've been able to accomplish that. There was this one episode that had about 200 views, and it has like 11 likes, which is pretty cool because that doesn't happen that often. So I'm really excited about that. This month's goal is to hit 250, so if you're watching this, don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to hit 250, and we need 48 more subscribers, so I'm really excited about that. So let's start with the episode. So there's quite a few things that I've been learning, like y'all know if you watch previous episodes. If not, I'll restate it again. I am in a mentorship with Astronaute, and it's a 9-month process, kind of like reconnecting with ourselves, reconnecting with los aliados que tenemos, which are like specifically in la cultura maya with los nahuales. And every month we have 9 nahuales, and every month we connect with one of them. And this month we're connecting. I don't even know if I could explain it without like going through a whole lecture of like 10 minutes. But pretty much we're connecting with one of the nahuales. For mine is Canib. Canib is kind of like the on the right side, you could say, and it's like on the masculine side, it's in the compartiendo. So it's really about sharing and planting seeds. From my understanding, it's also la sabiduría universal, which is like the universal wisdom, and then it's also represented by the rabbit, which is really interesting. And yeah, that's kind of like what I'm understanding. I think how I translate it into my own life, and how I can see how things are connected is I love sharing. I love sharing the things that I learn. I love learning a lot of new things, which I will tell one of the things that I'm doing. I literally started today, and through that process of learning new things, I love sharing them. I love sharing the experiences, what I've learned, and hopefully it helps. That resource could also help somebody else. So like if y'all are interested, you could go check out Sul's work. I personally love like just how she speaks, and this like really it's all a reminder of what we're capable of, and that's literally what we're paying her for. Besides, of course, like her knowledge of like the nahuales, and every day is let's connect with this energía and this potencia and whatnot. So obviously it's not just like a reminder, and when I like compare and I see other people share their work, it's like you connect with one person more than another, and I connect a lot with Azul and how she sees it, how she explains things, and it's been an interesting journey of like being able to connect with other people as well, or like with other teachers who share their own spirituality, their own path of spirituality, their own processes, and how it could resonate very differently for somebody else, and how one person can share this information and like not connect, and then with another person just connect so easily. And I find that so interesting, and it's such a beautiful thing to see as well, because it's also a reminder, at least for me, that that's the reason why we have to show up and share what we want to share, and like do what we want to do, and live the life that we want to live. because we all share something uniquely, and like the message that we give out can resonate with some people, and like that's gonna change a person or a group of individuals, and that's worth it. Why would you want to shut your voice or keep quiet when you have a lot to share? And yes, it's that in itself, it's a whole journey of I am worth it, I have a voice, my voice is powerful, my message is powerful, my message is healing. So it's definitely a process, and a process that I've been trying to like integrate, and like, okay, we got this, and let's keep sharing. And for me, it's like just really exciting to share all these stuff, because one, I don't really have a lot of people to talk to about this, and I've also realized that a lot of people don't know a lot of this information of like um, of la cultura maya, los nahuales, or la carta natal, or astrology, not just this superficial like, oh, like, am I gonna find love, or am I gonna, like, no, that's not what it's about. It's a like everything else, it's just a resource to help you learn more about yourself, and sometimes a confirmation of what you already know, like, okay, this is accurate. So all of those resources for me are really interesting, and I think a lot of people should learn more about this, because again, not everybody might like la carta natal or carta astral or registros akashicos or la cultura maya and los nahuales y sus potencias. There's a lot of people who resonate with different things, with different resources, and that's the whole point. That's because it's not an all size fits one type of resource or resources. It's like everybody can pick and choose, and whatever they identify, like that's what they're gonna like lean towards, right? And thankfully, I just love learning about a bunch of stuff, and I've been able to kind of like try a bunch of things and see what resonates, what doesn't, and thankfully a lot of these things like do resonate, and there's people coming this my way. But yeah, and it's so interesting to kind of like I'm getting nervous. It's really interesting to see all these things, because then it also reminds, like, when I share these things, that's me showing up as my authentic self, and it's really interesting because there's more people coming my way. But yeah, it's really interesting to share these things, because there's this friend that I have where I was telling her about these stuff of I was telling her this stuff of what's it called? I was telling her this stuff of I was telling her this stuff of what's it called? Of like numerology, and all these things, of how these can help you kind of understand more of your mission, your life's mission, and understand what's possible, and sorry, I said that. That was so awkward. But yeah, so I was telling her, like, there's these things that you could do, and really like start that conversation of like what's your like, cuáles son tus deseos, like what do you desire, like what type of lifestyle do you want to live, like how do you want to feel, like how do you feel now, like, like do you feel like life is hard and like you gotta be suffering and sacrificing and like all these things and complaining about life, or is it more of like being able to, the challenges that do come through, like being able to, acompañarte, and like being able to see, like, I'm here, I see it, I hug esa niña interior, I go for a walk at the park, and I have a lot of resources that help me out stay grounded when a lot of things are changing, and like this whole despertar, this whole spirituality path, this whole remembering who I am, like are you asking yourself, are you opening your conscience and like to that, or is it just like this limiting, this matrix life that we are told to live, and this being this autopilot life that we live, this hustle mentality, right? So it's really interesting to share all these things and be able to have a conversation with somebody, and also like me putting myself out there, because I know these things aren't always like like they were telling me, when I was telling them I like oracle, I like reading oracle cards, or like doing my own oracle card session and tarot session. And tarot not that much, because I'm still like, that's just a lot of information that I gotta learn, or like remember. But definitely oracle readings I really like, because it's not an answer, it's more like a guidance for me of like, okay, this is the reminder that I need this month, or the reminder I need this week. And when I share these things, like, oh, it is bruja, what is, I'm like, no, I wish I was bruja, but definitely not in that level of bruja. Definitely getting my intuition more like afinado and all the stuff, but I'm not a bruja yet. Maybe like my third eye opens and I can like finally talk to trees and like talk to nature, to the sun, and whatnot. But I'm not there yet. And even like saying that out loud, it's kind of like talking to trees, talking to the sun, talking to plants. Like, what are you talking about? And there's this whole other world out here where it's like that is possible, and it's been happening for hundreds and thousands of years. And the reason we don't know about this, or we don't have this skill, is because we've been shut down of like to pretty much to forget all of this, to forget the dones that we came here to live. And thankfully, like people like Azul and Fer and Tanya Karam, Ferboca, like people like them, and people like a lot of other people who are sharing these things and reminding us that this is possible, and that we can do it too. And through really, like, the whole point is to remember what we are here to do, and that's a whole journey. I'm still there. But two, it's also to like remind ourselves that life is like, yes, there are the obstacles, but life isn't meant to be hard. Like, life is, yes, we can be limited by this human experience, because again we've been what's it called? We've been I ran out of storage again. Okay, so as I was saying, which I don't remember, but yeah, just so pretty much just to finish that point is, we just have to remember who we are, like what we came to do, and like being able to share our dones, the skills that we were given. Do things with love, that unconditional love, the being able to help one another, being able to create this a community of like actually helping us out, and a lot of more stuff, like being able to remember las leyes universales that help us out, and yeah, just being able to manifest and atraer this life that we want, and reminding ourselves that life doesn't have to be hard, and like life is not about suffering. And yes, it can feel that way because again we've been programmed for so long, and even like myself, like saying this right now can still be very like a shock or contradicting, because I'm still not living the life that I will personally want to live. And even then, I'm still very confused in like what type of life do I really want, like and it's really hard because again I don't really know what I'm supposed to do, besides like I just know I love to learn. I love to go and learn about plants. Right now I'm really excited. I want to take this course, but it's like about $200. I'm like, I don't know, like I want to, but I still need to pay my rent. And like that's what I'm saying, where it's like it could be contradictory, porque I want these things, but then like my reality doesn't really show that it's possible. But little by little things keep happening, where it's like, okay, si yo lo deseo, it's like ya está ahí. Si yo en verdad lo quiero y lo ordeno, ahí está ahí. And that's another point I want to talk about, of course, with Azul. One of the things that we're learning is ordenar. And cuando ordenas, and as in you order something, you first have to ordenar, or you have to order things inside first, kind of like being able to match that frequency of like to receive that thing that you want, because everything that we want is already here. Like the only thing that's stopping us from us receiving is ourselves, because of our limiting beliefs, because of like the talk that we have about ourselves, our self-worth, our self-esteem, all these things that we are literally blocking. Like that's the whole reason. And sometimes it's also just because like that's actually not the thing that you should be asking for. And and something better is gonna come, but you just have to like start again sintonizándote to that frequency so that you can receive those things. And like that doesn't mean you have to heal completely. I don't think we will ever heal completely. It's just every time the being able to say or wanting to go in ese canto de la sirena, like you're not gonna go as profundo as you would when you were just like not conscious and still in autopilot, right? Like, so once we become more conscious, then those moments like start going less, and te puedes acompañar, and like, okay, we did this, we did that, we could do this, we could do that. And sometimes it's just like crying or like dancing in the rain, going out in nature and being able to see the sun and the trees and just being able to hear them, and it's like, and just see the leaves like ruffling and whatnot. So once we ordenar the inside and like remind ourselves of like what's possible, las infinitas posibilidades, the infinite possibilities, then that's when we start. I hate lantern flies. That's when we start, like, they scare the crap out of me. That's when we start changing our realities. Like, for example, one of the things an example I could give is, again, I'm with Azul, and she does Tercenas, which is a 13-day process with a Nahual. And I'm not gonna lie, for me, in my reality right now, they're kind of expensive. They're about $100, $120 every 13 days. So you can just imagine it definitely adds up. But she tells us all the time, it's like, if you choose it, if that's what you want, then it's gonna things are gonna se van a ordenar, se van a organizar so that it is possible, right? And I was and another thing that she tells us is like, you just gotta play with this. You just gotta play with this, right? Believe, like, yo lo creo, yo lo deseo. She says it's like, from yo lo creo, yo lo deseo, yo lo pido, yo lo suelto y dejo que suceda. So algo así, right? And that's just kind of like the formula of things. So the tercena for Nahual E, which is one of my Nahuales, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to take it, because I wanted to connect more with it. But as y'all know, I also moved to New York, and I pay more for rent. I need to pay food. I need to go pay laundry. A lot of bills that I didn't really pay when I was at home. So being able to, or having, or getting to do that, my money is definitely very limited. I don't have any savings anymore. So all of that, it's kind of like, it definitely questions like, how is it possible, right? So I decided to play with it. I decided, okay, yo deseo esto, yo quiero esto, lo ordeno, y if it's kind of like, if it's meant to be, que los $100 lleguen a mi cuenta hoy. And if it's meant to be, y vienen esos $100, I'll pay for it. Y si no, then it wasn't meant to be, and then like something better is gonna come, right? And that's, I said that in the morning-ish, and I just kind of like let it go, and I was like, okay, just gonna keep going with it, because again, you gotta soltar, or you can't be like, oh, is the money gonna, how is the money gonna, like, no, you gotta let that go. And it's just like, whatever, like, eso es lo que yo quiero, lo ordeno, pero lo suelto, like that's it, right? That's it. So the day went by, and like here and there I did thought about it, but I was like, okay, let's just see what happens. And literally, I want to say like 9-10, maybe, yeah, around 9-10. My uncle was talking to my aunt, and like she's like, oh, pásame a Andy, and he's like, oh, ya te mandé the money that I owe you. Can you check your account to make sure you received it? Yeah, let me check. And I checked, and I got my $100 and something, and I was like, that's it. That's what I needed. That's the confirmation I needed. And I paid for the trecena, and I'm really enjoying this trecena. Like, I'm definitely learning more. Just like being able to understand que, like, nosotros somos el camino. Like, we don't have to create a path. Like, the path is already created. We just have to like inside of us. It's already there, right? So all of that has been really interesting. We're also working with La Frecuencia del Diamante, which is literally just visualizing that every cell and atom of our life is is a diamond, and through that we are reconnecting with like the power that we have and whatnot. So that's been really, really exciting, and there's more people on this side of me. But like all of that, I'm really glad I was able to take this and being able to see the possibilities out here and playing with all of that, right? Playing with being able to. So, I just acted as nothing happened, but just people just passed by. The whole family passed by. Okay. But yeah, literally, literally being able to be open to the possibilities, right? Because I wasn't expecting the money today or that day, and you know, being able to play with all of that too as well. Like right now, I'm like manifesting a job. Like where am I supposed to be working? I need to pay my debt, like all of that. But you know, I know at some point I'm gonna pay it because I'm doing the work and doing the work of like playing, like work. The work is playing of like being able to see what's possible. You know, it's not like work. Like, oh my god, I need to like do. I need to do like 3 meditations a day and like 100 affirmations and whatnot. Like, no, it's like literally being able to connect with myself and like connect with this frequency of what I want, and to connect with mis aliados of like guide me, like where am I supposed to go, what am I supposed to do, and like through that connection, through connection with the invisible realm, through the connection of like myself, like what do I want, through that like being able to continue the path that was already created, and then just being able to do that and do the thing that I was meant to do here. And this is, when I say it out loud, it sounds so easy, but it hasn't been completely. And there's I'm not gonna lie, like yesterday I was feeling so sad because, again, if you don't know, I am in this process with connecting with Artemisa, and I haven't really connected the way that I expected. Like Artemisa is gonna come here and like tell me my dream, like this and that. But through the dreams, not directly her, but through the dreams, I feel like it's her. She showed me, or I've lived dreams where it kind of like shows, and I feel the emotion that I feel in my reality, and because of that, yesterday I had a dream, and man, that feeling of like not being chosen, or not, yeah, pretty much like not being chosen, not feeling that love that I wish, that I wish that I would receive. But when I like reflect and todo eso, it's like I am receiving love. It's just not the way that I expect, but I am receiving. Like, people do love me, and the people do like choose me in a way, and it's just like the belief that I've been telling myself. And now it's like I felt it. Me acompañé yesterday. Like, okay, I cried what I needed to cry. I talked to literally el cielo, las estrellas, la luna. I was like, this is how I feel, and it's so interesting. And it's so interesting because I also got some epiphanies, because according to my Nahual, is like mi Nahual de nacimiento es 12 Ish, and Ish is como es la familia. So it's really interesting. I feel like mi entrenamiento is that, it's like being able to cultivate this family, and it's maybe like one of the reasons why I don't feel like I have a connection with my family, is because I'm supposed to cultivate like what is family to me. How do I want to connect with my family and the people that I'm gonna call family as well, So I think all of that's been a really interesting journey. Again, like this is like yes, it fucking sucks sometimes, like just being like, fuck, I don't want to feel these feelings. I don't want to feel these feelings. But once you start acompañándote and like seeing it with a bit more curiosity, then you start to realize, like, okay, this is gonna pass anyways. this too shall pass. And like once you start crying, then you decide to dance, and then you decide to watch a comedy show, or you decide to read a book, or you decide to meditate. Like you decide to like watch another video of Azul and like remind yourself like infinitas posibilidades everywhere, right? Yeah, see, like the word is telling us infinitas posibilidades. Let's just feel that way. It just feels so good. Like I don't know, like if they're just like talking to me or like it's actually just the wind. No sé. But it's been a very cool experience when I look back, you know. Um, when I look back and like and the things that I felt like man, like this and that. But when I look back, it's like man, this is what I learned. This is what I'm learning, and I'm really excited. And this thing happened, that thing happened, and the last thing I would share before I end this episode is another moment I had with nature, with this whole invisible realm. And I was walking the park, I was walking, and I was like looking at the details of things, right? I saw this like plant, and the leaves looked like a Christ, like una cruz, and I thought it was like really interesting. It was really pretty, and I took a picture of it. I was seeing like squirrels, and I was seeing like just like the trees and the sun rays of, I think los rayos del sol, and I was like talking in my mind like to them, like hi, how are you, hi, like a crazy person, and then at some point I just felt this feeling or this sensation of as if like telling me I'm not alone, like this warmth of like I'm not alone. It was literally that sensation, as if that's the message that they wanted to transmit. Is like you're not alone, and it was such a beautiful moment because like I teared up. I didn't cry because I was like like sobbing my eyes out, but it was definitely like this like I received the message. I hear you, and I'm so grateful for the message, and thank you for letting me know, yes, and letting me know that I am not alone, and I've never been alone, and it's another entrenamiento that I had to go through of like thinking that I'm alone, that I've been doing these things by myself, and it's like no, like, your angels, Dios, Jesús, maestros ascendidos, los árboles, las nubes, like el cielo, el abuelo sol, like Madre Tierra, like Mother Nature, literally, they've all been here. And like right now I'm reading, again to finish, I'm reading this book, the 13 Original Clan Mothers, and definitely recommend it. I'm gonna try to put it in my Amazon storefront, but I've been forgetting to do that and forgetting to link it, so definitely I'll try to remember. If not, comment down below and remind me so you can support me through my Amazon storefront, and let me know if there's like anything that I could help you with, like maybe creating some digital products like calendars or a planner. I'll definitely, like, if you guys are interested, I could definitely create those for you, and I start selling some stuff on my Etsy shop. But yeah, definitely recommend these things. It's definitely connecting more with the feminine energy, because we all have to connect to our feminine energy. Like as a man, as women, we have to connect to our feminine energy because we are all born through women. So if we are peleados, if we are in a fight with this feminine and masculinity side of us, then we're fighting with our nature. So they explain it more clearly. I'm still like trying to understand this whole thing, or more of like trying to explain this whole thing. I think I definitely understand it, but yeah, I'm really excited to share more of the things I'm going to be learning. Hopefully I take the course with Bao and learn more about plants and the planets and how all of that is interconnected and this whole astrology thing. And another last thing I forgot I was going to mention. I'm also doing this like 21-day like canto energético, like to kind of like help with my like connect with your voice, because your voice is a very powerful thing, and your voice tells us or tells you a lot of things, of like your confidence, how you feel about yourself, your self-worth, how you connect with others, how you speak to others. So it definitely gives you a lot of information, and I could definitely see it by like reflecting on my own stuff. It's like sometimes I feel like, you know, the things that I share is not valuable, or that it's not worth it, or that I should shut up. And you know, I think this whole 21-day journey is gonna really be helpful. I'm super excited about that. I was also like kind of like not wanting to buy it because again I'm like in a budget, but I'm like playing with this whole universe, this whole thing, and like I know I'm abundant because I'm multiplicar por 10. I definitely do have to be careful with my finances. Everybody should be careful with their finances, but that does not mean that it's just lo que decíamos, like everything's gonna work out. So with that being said, I'll definitely be sharing more about that 21-day journey. Let me know your comments. I know this is a long episode, but I'm just excited. Yesterday I was super sad. Today I'm super excited, and I love it because I feel like Andrea from the past would have been like sad for a whole week, and now it's like, no, let's connect to the infinitas posibilidades, let's connect to esa frecuencia diamante, let's connect to nature and like talk to abuelo sol and los árboles and all these stuff. And if people think I'm crazy, then I'm fucking crazy. I do not care. I am feeling good. I'm doing better, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this journey. I'm excited to connect with people. I'm excited to share what I came here to share. And I choose this, like, you know, I say yes, and they have a lot of people tell us, like Fred Azul, it's like tienes que decirle sí a la vida que quieres, and like things are gonna start showing up, se van a estar acomodando, and that's literally I feel like that's what's been happening. That's in the therapy session that I took, that's what they told me, is like las cosas están acomodando, things like you chose this and you've been doing the work, and están acomodando las cosas para que so that you keep walking your path, right? Because that path has already been created. It's already in us. We just have to choose it, and we just have to start moving the things so that we have the space to walk that path. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening to me. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share, comment at least 3 words so that the algorithm pushes this episode more. And yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you're gonna read the book. Let me know anything that you like to share. And I'm super excited. I'll see you in the next episode. Let me actually comment like what other things you would like me to share. Maybe anything that you guys are struggling with that I may be useful and like helpful with. Yeah. But with that being said, again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Have an amazing, beautiful day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.